Hello and welcome to the Fight Lounge. I'm your host RJ Mees. This is kind of a breaking news episode. It was just announced via Deontay Wilder's Twitter account that he has confirmed that he is going to fight Tyson Fury. So we are going to get the anticipated Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury 2 match. I'm not going to read word for word what he said. As you can see, I have his tweets playing in the video right now. But basically, he said that he's going to fight Luis Ortiz, so that match is still on, and that's happening in September. But then when that fight is over, he's going to fight Tyson Fury. And he said that the contract is already signed up. So this ain't like after I beat Ortiz on talk, because we know how that goes. No, it's a done deal. So kudos for them, man. Like when Tyson went to ESPN, I thought we was gonna see that fight for another year and a half, maybe 2 years. Thankfully, we gotta wait till 2020. And I think I've seen some reports that it might happen in like early 2020, so maybe spring, maybe Cinco de Mayo. But yeah, this came as a huge shock, man, because just this week, Wilder announced that he's fighting Luis Ortiz for a second time. And when that announcement happened, there was a lot of backlash because the fans was like, why are you fighting Ortiz again? You beat him, you knocked him out. Why not fight Fury? Why don't you just fight AJ? Because for those of you who may not know, Anthony Joshua fights tomorrow. And so they're like, why are you fighting this lesser fighter? London and British fans was the hottest. They was most mad at everybody. We Americans were kind of used to it, man. It took Floyd Mayweather versus Pacquiao forever to get made. So fortunately, this is something that we're used to. But I'm happy to see that for Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, boxing politics is not stopping this fight from happening. I'm very, very happy. And ironically, I think this helps move the AJ Wilder fight closer. And the reason being because now AJ had all the cards because he still has the 3 championship belts. However, now AJ can't even fight Tyson Fury because Tyson Fury has a fight in July, and I doubt Tyson will have a second match. Maybe he will, because July and early 2020 is a long time, so Fury could bite another tomato can and earn some quick money. So let's just say he do. So Tyson Fury fights two more times, and then Wilder. So AJ can't fight with Wilder, and AJ can't fight Tyson Fury, and Wilder's facing Ortiz and then Fury, so now AJ can fight him. So basically, this puts AJ in Eddie Hearn in a pickle because, like, what do they do now? I do want to talk about the timing of this announcement and how this will affect Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua, but I want to go back to Tyson versus Deontay too. Like I said, the contracts are already signed. However, Wilder and Fury both have to win their fights. Ortiz rocked Wilder in a fight. Like, he hurt him. He didn't knock him down, but you could tell Wilder was out. But Wilder came back and knocked him out. So he has to win that fight. If he loses that fight, Tyson Fury match still happens. But he possibly lost like tens of millions of dollars. If he loses. And same thing for Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury has to beat a guy, I don't know his name. He fights in July. So imagine if he loses to a scrub. Because Tyson only claimed the fame being undefeated in that linear championship. So imagine if he loses it. So pressure is actually on both Wilder and Fury right now, because they both have to fight. They both have to fight opponents, and they both have to win, and they cannot get seriously injured. They just can't, because right now it's scheduled for early 2020. If someone gets someone gets hurt or seriously injured and they push it back to summer, then Joshua and his people could be like, hey, do you want to wait till late summer 2020, late fall, or do you want to fight this fight? So right now, all the pressure's on Wilder and Tyson Fury to stay healthy. Yeah, kudos to Deontay Wilder because he pulled a Floyd Mayweather move. Because Wilder made this blockbuster announcement during the lead up to the Joshua versus Andy Ruiz fight. So this episode's on Friday. So this is literally one day before the big fight. And the reason this was brilliant is because all day Friday and Saturday, people will be talking about the announcement versus the fight. I feel bad for AJ because all the talk and all the hype for this Andy Ruiz fight isn't the same as a Baby Miller fight. So realistically, everybody could be talking about the announcement tomorrow. But and then again, if AJ and Eddie Hearn has any interviews tomorrow, hours before the fight, he might get 2 questions about Andy Ruiz. All other questions will be about the Fury versus Wilder, and the question that we ask is, what's next? Yeah, I don't know if Wilder understood how much this announcement will overshadow Joshua's fight, and by doing it, it will piss him and Eddie Hearn off. Because honestly, when Joshua, or if Joshua beats Andy Ruiz, who does he fight next? Does he fight Baby Miller? Did he try to schedule that fight for a second time? It's possible, Miller was only suspended for 6 months. So realistically, they could do it again, but do you want to take that chance? A dude who took 3 different steroids? I don't know. So Joshua had all the cards. He has three of the belts. And he has big money with the Zone. But unfortunately, the Zone isn't getting their value back. Because realistically, the Zone wants Wilder and Joshua on the Zone. Or they'll even take Tyson Fury versus Joshua. Joshua isn't doing his end, him and Eddie Hearn. They're putting on these okay fights, they haven't delivered on the big blockbuster fights yet. And the post-fight press conference, all the questions will be about the Fury and Wilder, and that will overshadow Joshua's U.S. Debut. That's going to be in the back burner. Him main eventing Madison Square Garden, that's going to be in the back burner. So Wilder did something very, very smart, man. A couple days ago, people was sick because they was like, man, we don't want to see this fight. And then 2 days later, he's back on everybody's good side now. So kudos to him for hearing the fans and and taking the criticism and turning to a positive. So realistically, and this is what I want you guys' opinion on the comments below. If AJ beats Andy tomorrow, what does Joshua do? Does he fight Big Baby Miller for a second time and take a chance of him getting busted? Does he go back to London and fight some okay fighters but not deliver on the big blockbuster deal? Or does he wait until after the Fury versus Wilder fight? Because let's say if it happens like either February, March of 2020, or even 6th of Mayo, Wilder and Fury, whoever wins that match is going to have to take a little month, maybe month and a half vacation. So either one of their next matches, if they fight in spring, they may not fight again until mid to late summer. So this really hurts Joshua because literally, who do we fight? I personally would like to see Dillian White versus Anthony Joshua, and honestly, I think that's the only fight to be made because Dillian White fights in July. He has his own main event happening, so I'm definitely gonna watch that one now. Before, that was a throwaway event They'll be like, I'll watch it, but ain't that important. That ain't more. If Dana White wins impressive, and get a knockout, I guarantee that'll be the next fight. Because again, the Zone wants to make back its money. The Zone made back their money with Canelo. The Daniel Jacobs fight, boom. And they know they got a Triple G Canelo in the bag. So they're getting their investment back from him. The Zone wants the investment from Joshua. And so that's my pick, is after Joshua wins, and if Dana White wins, we'll see Joshua versus Dana White. And more likely that will be in London. But that's a huge fight in London, man. One last thing on this matter. Tyson Fury is with Top Ranked and ESPN, and Wilder's with Showtime Boxing and PBC. So, I won't go into now, but the next time I talk about this, we gotta talk about who's going to host the pay-per-view. Because ESPN wants that pay-per-view, but Showtime Boxing has that pedigree. They did the first Fury Wilder fight. They done Pacquiao Mayweather. They did Mayweather McGregor. So my guess is Showtime, just because they have that pedigree, they had that reputation, But again, that's for another episode. And that would do it for today. This is rare, I already do breaking news, but I would do more breaking news episode for something this big, and how this affects so many people. Like legit, this announcement, it affects Fury, ESPN, Wilder, Showtime, Joshua, Eddie Hearn, DAZN, Dillian White. Like, this affects even the entire heavyweight division, because now, like, people's gonna be like, oh man, I could beat Joshua's next opponent, because since the super fight between AJ versus Wilder or AJ versus Fury, they ain't gonna happen until mid to late 2020. So yeah, but that would do it. And again, if you listen to this on my YouTube channel, please like, comment, and subscribe. I try to have content uploaded daily. If you listen to SoundCloud, I want everybody to know that you can catch this on iTunes, Spotify, and everywhere where podcasts are available. So that will do it for me. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.